In this video, we'll be showing you how to enter hours and payroll information in Employer on the Go, utilizing the standard pay grid with or without additional options selected. Depending on the level of access granted by your payroll company, you may or may not have access to all the features discussed in this video. On the dashboard page, you begin by selecting either the Enter Payroll icon in the upper left-hand corner or going to the main menu under Payroll, enter Payroll. In the Enter Payroll screen, the current pay period, pay date, and pay frequency for the company displays. All this information pulls directly from the employee records. Based on selections made in your payroll setup, all earning codes will display as columns to the right of the employee information. The very first time you come in to a company, you have to go into Setup, or you'll have no earning codes displayed at all. I had selected these, which you'll see in a minute when we go into Setup. So this screen is just earning code selected. Let's look at how additional option choices populate this screen. So if I click on Setup, these are my earning codes. That's why I have those 5 columns. So if I select Show Department Only, I have to click on Save to advance back to the Enter Payroll screen. It'll add the department column to the payroll screen. And then you can access the drop-down menu to display all division, location, department choices for the company. May be used if variable pay is set up on the employee record based on what department they work in. Next is Show Location and Department. This choice adds both the location and the department columns to the Enter Payroll screen. The department field contains the drop-down menu with all division, location, department choices for the company. This choice could be used if you wanted to sort the screen by location, and you can do that by clicking on the header record for any column. Next, under additional options, is pay number for secondary checks. This choice adds a pay number column to the grid. You can produce up to 20 additional checks per payroll, per person, with this selection. The next choice under additional options is rate ID. This will add a rate ID column to the grid where you can access any variable pay set up on the employee by their rate ID. And just as a note, rate ID could be a word like hostess, or it can be a series of numerals. There's no restrictions on naming that field. Our next choice is Use Decimal Hours. This doesn't add any columns to the grid at all. It'll just convert any keyed times to decimals for balancing purposes. By default, the system calculates and syncs in minutes due to timekeeping integration. The last option available here, Use Effective Date. That'll add an effective date column to the grid, where the user can either key or pick a date from the calendar attached to the field. This could be used in certified payroll reporting, potentially in conjunction with show job number. Some general information for this screen: only add the columns that you need on the screen to keep it simple. You navigate the screen using the tab, enter, or up and down arrow keys. All columns subtotal on the bottom of the screen and roll into the total hours and total amount fields. To add a row to a user who needs multiple entries, you just click on the user to bold their record Then select the Add icon in the bottom right-hand corner. And on this standard grid, all columns that are not earning codes, such as employee ID, last name, etc., may be rearranged, but will need to be moved every time you enter. The layout will not save. Once your payroll information has been keyed, you select the Save icon in the bottom right-hand corner to save your records to transactions. There will be a separate video covering the enhanced pay grid. Thank you.